and this is Zhenya's kitchen. Today we have ground beef, mushrooms, ricotta cheese, and lasagna noodles. You know what it means? Maybe you'll think, oh my god, lasagna! Nope, too Russian for that. We are making lasagna roll-ups. I found some recipes on Pinterest a while ago. I tweaked them, I mixed them up a little bit, and now we have lasagna roll-ups at least once a month. They're delicious. You can always take the mushrooms out of the recipe if you don't like them, but there we go. I'm starting with making the meat first. I prefer to put it in cooked already. This is a little bit over a pound, I would say pound 0.2, pound 0.3 of a 15 to 85 ground beef. And the pan is hot with a little bit of olive oil to start with. After that, it should have its own fat to cook on. Dump it out. Here's the sizzle. So now I'm gonna brown it. Just try to, regular ground beef browning. If you want to use sausage, you can. I'm more of a ground beef or ground turkey person for this dish. If you want to go more diet, go to ground turkey or even ground chicken. Anywhere you want to go. This is going to take a little bit, and I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but put a little bit of pepper. You can't taste it yet, so I just do about a teaspoon or so. About the same amount of salt. It will cause me to get some juices out, which is good. It'll cook a little faster. Alright? So I'm gonna brown it till it's almost done, and then I'll come back with you and we'll adjust the spices if we have to, and we'll continue to the next step. A few minutes have passed, and now the beef looks nice and dark. I have a couple pieces right here. I'm going to taste. That's a really good amount of salt and pepper. This is tasty. Alright. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. I have a Tupperware and I have a colander. And let's hope this doesn't fall apart. This is how I drain my beef. That English is way too hard for me sometimes. Okay, and the fat goes straight into the counter. Straight into the Tupperware. Alright. Okay. So now we're gonna let it sit just for a little bit. And now, next step is going to be boiling the lasagna noodles. To make lasagna noodles, we have a boiling pot of water. Whoosh! We're gonna put a teeny bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick together. And this is, usually the package of lasagna noodles has 18 noodles. Since I'm making the, I guess 9x9, 8x8, whatever the square Pyrex is, I'm making half of the package, so I need 9 noodles. So we do 1, 2, 3, crisscrossing helps it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now I'm gonna slowly get them in there and let it cook. I would say before it's al dente. You want them to be moving, but you don't want them to be too soft. Alright? Okay. There we go, they're all in. Woo, steamy. I'm going to lower the heat under them and let them cook just a few minutes. And just always keep an eye on them, alright? The sauce is next. For the sauce, we'll start with the pot. I have 1.5 onions here. So we're just gonna slice the onion or dice the onion any way you like it. I think I'm gonna do half rings, and I'm gonna make them very thin, just like this. Okay. Also, I have 2 packages of mushrooms, so I think package is 8 ounces, so I have a pound of mushrooms here, just regular white mushrooms. And since they're huge, I'm gonna cut them in half and lengthwise, and cut them in this weird size cubes. All right, I'm gonna chop it. I'm actually gonna add some olive oil from my fancy olive oil bottles, and I'm going to chop it and add it all in the pot, and I'll meet you then. I finished chopping all the vegetables. I got a whole bunch. The oil is hot, and I'm just gonna dump it in. Yep, some more onions. And I'm just gonna let it cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. I want the mushrooms to get the juices out and cook down. And I want the onion to get a little translucent. Ooh. One thing about mushrooms, they absorb the oil. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And don't afraid, they're not gonna absorb the oil you just put in that fast because it's cold oil. It absorbs the hot oil fast. I don't know how they do that. Alright. So let it cook for 5 to 7 minutes. And I'll come back to that. Noodles. I'm looking at the noodles and they are very, I don't know if you can see them, but they're moving really nicely. So I'm actually gonna turn off the heat and I'm gonna put them in a sink in the running cold water for a few minutes. You don't want to take them out because even if you butter them, they possibly can stick. But this way they'll still, stay separate and they'll stop cooking. That is what we need. So I'm going to the sink, 5 to 7 minutes, I'll do that. Now we're gonna start making the stuffing. So here's a ground beef that's been drained. I have ricotta cheese, it's 15 ounces and it's part skim. I'm just gonna blob it out. Did you see that? That was cool. Start mixing it in. Then I'm gonna add some, about a teaspoon of garlic powder and about the same amount of onion powder. About a pinch of dry parsley. And about, I would say, half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Don't afraid that it's the dried herbs because once it starts baking, it will get all juicy and nice. Alright, so we're gonna mix it in. Mix it in. It's gonna be delicious. You can add other cheeses to it. You can crack an egg in it if you want. I know some people put egg in the lasagna. So, but this is a roll-up. Has no rules. It's all about what you want. You can make this vegetarian. You can just use vegetables like eggplant or zucchini and tomatoes. And if you notice, this recipe is totally tomato free because I'm not really a big fan of tomato sauce. It hurts my stomach, so you can always make a red sauce. I've made it before for the family like that. So this is it. Our stuffing is done. So next step we're gonna do is we're gonna make the actual roll-ups. We're gonna roll them up. Roll them up. It's rolling time. I'm gonna get a noodle out of the water. Alright. Take the excess water off. If you want, you can take a paper towel and dry it just a little bit. Alright. Now we're gonna take about a tablespoon of the stuffing. Let's do a tablespoon and a half. That probably will be better ratio. Alright, and you'll just see how much you have. And now we roll it. Roll it, roll it. Ta-da! It's a roll-up. And I'm gonna put it in my pan. So now I'm gonna roll all 9 of them. And I'm gonna come back to you when we finish the sauce. Put sauce on, put it in the oven, yum. Oh, and don't forget the cheese. The sauce. The mushrooms and onions are cooked down really nicely. I think we're down to like a third of a size. We're gonna put about a teaspoon of salt. And then we'll do about half a teaspoon of everything else. Some pepper. Little Italian seasoning since we're still trying to make lasagna in a way. Parsley, about a teaspoon as well, half a teaspoon, I'm sorry. And garlic. All right. Now, the sour cream. I have a light sour cream. This is about a cup of sour cream. I'm just gonna dump it out. This is like a stroganoff sauce. Yeah, this is good. This is also good to put on the mashed potatoes just by itself. My husband loves it. And now I'm just gonna mix it in. And let it cook for just about a minute. All right? I'll be back with you in 1 minute because I need to go and grab all my cheese. Sour cream got a little bubbly. Check out the roll-ups. All right? Now let's put the sauce all over the roll-ups. Can't have too much of this sauce. It is so yummy. Ooh, and steamy. Oh, more mushrooms, no more strugglers. Okay. I'm gonna move mushrooms and onions around. So everything's covered. All right. Now we're gonna I have some Colby Jack. So about a 1/3 cup of that. If you have cheddar, that's good too. Anything that melts. If you like Parmesan, do that. We'll like Parmesan afterwards. And then I have mozzarella. My mozzarella cheese is actually frozen, so it's not as easy to put on. It's okay to freeze shredded cheese, but it's hard to defrost it on a moment's notice sometimes. You know what? It's just gonna go. You can't make it too cheesy. All right. Woo, cheese everywhere. Okay, we got a few blobs of cheese. Now I'm gonna put it all in the oven. The oven's at 350. I'm gonna give it half an hour and I'll come back with you and we'll check on it. It might take a little longer. I'll time it, I promise. When it's ready, how about this? No, half an hour. I'll time it and I'll come back with you when it's done. So 30 minutes was just the perfect timing. It's out of the oven. I let it sit just for a little bit so it's not piping hot. So I'm gonna try and get a roll up. Not sure how I'm gonna do it. I think that's one of the hardest things of cooking is trying to get it out of a pan. Okay. All right. There we are. Perfect. Let's move the pan. There we go. Some Parmesan on it. If you have the fancy shredder and the fancy Parmesan, you can do it too. I actually do, but today I felt like the more fake kind. All right. Oh, that's so yummy. Still very hot. The noodles are nice and soft. Looks like everything's cooked well together. It's time. So much flavor. The stuffing is amazing. The mushrooms are delicious. You have a little bit of the tang from the sour cream. This is really good. The salad is ready. The garlic bread is ready to go with it. This is like one of the most composed dinners together. If you like casseroles, if you like lasagna, this is the way to go. This is delicious. So we're gonna go eat dinner because we are starving like a Marvin. I'm Zhenya, this is Zhenya's Kitchen, and this was my take on lasagna roll-ups.